KHOU 11 Studios, this is HTownRush.
Now at 5, an important week ahead as we work to stop the spread of the coronavirus. We're closing in on the national peak, and the White House is warning it's going to be a tough couple of weeks ahead. You can stay up to date with the latest information. Just grab your phone and text the word FACTS to 713-526-1111, and we'll get you a link to all of the stories about the coronavirus. And if you have any questions, you can also reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter, and we will work to get you those answers. We'll get you caught up on your headlines in just a minute, but first we want to check the forecast with Erica kicking off that rush block. Good morning.
Good morning. That's right. The daily rain chances continue. We're talking a still unsettled weather pattern. Temperatures are mild this morning, though, 64 degrees. Lots of clouds this morning. Also tracking some patchy fog. That's possible. But notice the latest scan on radar popping up some light rain chances. That's going to be what we see for the start of the day, but rain chances do increase to a 30% chance by this afternoon. Notice 80s are back this afternoon. We are entering into a warming trend. That's going to set us up for 90s later this week. I'll talk about when that arrives. And the next cold front coming up.
All right, Erica, thank you. As you wake up this morning, there's a lot of new information about the coronavirus pandemic. Let's get you caught up on what you may have missed this weekend. There are now nearly 1,400 confirmed cases in Houston and in Harris County. 20 people have died, but more than 200 have recovered. Across the U.S., there are more than 337,000 cases, and first responders are being hit really hard. There are more than 100 Houston police officers and nearly 200 Harris County deputies in quarantine this morning. The next 2 weeks will be crucial here in Houston and across the country. Our Janelle Ford explains why the coming days are so important.
Yes, Steph, this is a pivotal time. The number of COVID-19 cases and deaths nationally is expected to peak within the next 7 to 10 days. Health officials are still warning that Texas could be the next coronavirus hotspot. In fact, experts are projecting that we may not see our peak for a few more weeks. That's why both local and national leaders are stressing that we have to continue to work together to flatten the curve. They say right now is not the time to take stay-at-home orders and social distancing lightly. Across the country, medical centers and hospitals have been gathering resources. Governor Greg Abbott says Texas has doubled its number of hospital beds to prepare and is expecting a delivery of 20,000 testing kits this week. U.S. Surgeon General Jerome Adams was on Fox News yesterday and said this is slated to be a grim 2 weeks in our country, especially for places that have already seen significant outbreaks.
Because this is going to be the hardest and the saddest week of most Americans' lives, quite frankly. This is going to be our Pearl Harbor moment, our 9/11 moment, only it's not going to be localized. It's going to be happening all over the country, and I want America to understand that.
In the meantime, local leaders and health experts are urging people to continue to follow the guidelines put in place to fight this pandemic. Back to you.
Janelle, thank you. Now, in an effort to slow the spread of the coronavirus, federal and local health officials recommend wearing face masks in public. Medical experts recommend making your own, which should be made out of cotton and not synthetic fibers. Or you can buy a professional grade mask. Just don't touch the outside of it and make sure that mask doesn't touch your mouth. One doctor we spoke with says it's critical to keep your mask on until you get home, then clean it.
Take the mask off, drop it in the washing machine. You don't want to lay it on your kitchen counter or allow the outside of that mask. They're now going to consider that dirty. And so you don't want that to contaminate your house, your car, other things like that.
You can learn how to make your own mask in just 6 easy steps with no sewing required. There's a link to that video on KHOU.com.
From prayers to meals, coronavirus is changing everyday life. We start the Texas-Louisiana border as your rush block rolls on. There are now checkpoints on the Texas-Louisiana state line. State troopers are stopping all drivers along I-10 except commercial truckers. DPS won't tell people to turn around, but it will be trying to enforce the state's self-quarantine mandate for travelers entering the state from Louisiana. Violators can face jail time and fines. Housing for healthcare workers. Rice University will offer temporary housing for employees from hospitals in the Texas Medical Center. About 50 students will move to new dorms as part of the plan. Big news for HISD families. The district relaunches its food distribution program today. HISD gives out about 500 boxes of food every day at several different sites. You'll find a full list of locations on KHOU.com. Palm Sunday looked very different this year as Houston area churches celebrated from home. But one church defied recommendations. 100 members of Glorious Way Church gathered in North Harris County. Church leaders said as long as Walmart remains open to the public, so will their church.
We just didn't see any reason why we couldn't meet the needs of our people and still maintain all of the directives.
A day of prayer. Mayor Sylvester Turner asks all Houstonians to commit to a dedicated time of prayer or meditation this Thursday at noon. He says, despite everything that is happening, there is still much to be thankful for. And that's your Rush Block on this Monday morning.